We got it. We'll not make it political this time. That $2 million is earning 6% APR, and then we're also spending at the same time $100,000 a year. So at the same time that we're earning interest, at the same time we have money coming into the bank, we have money pouring out of the bank. And so we have to be able to figure out how much we're going to have in, let's say, 10 years. So how much? In 10 years, question mark. All right. So how we're going to do this, first of all, we need to take a look at what is the rate of change. So step number one, we need to ask ourselves, what is the rate of change? What is the rate of change? The rate of change is just another way to say the derivative, so the rate of change, I'm going to call that balance. I'm going to use B for balance. I'm going to say that's balance prime is equal to, I'm going to do, so 6%, what's that as a decimal, James?
What?
What's 6% as a decimal?
0.06.
So I'm going to do 0.06 of the balance is how much I'm going to add back onto it. And then I'm also going to subtract from it how much? 100,000. So I'm taking my balance, and each year I'm adding on 6% of the balance, and I'm also subtracting from it $100,000. So that's how much the rate of change is each year. I'm adding on this much. And I mean, I could put a plus in front of it, but I mean, if I don't put a plus, you guys all know that that's positive anyway, right?
Right, yeah.
And I'm subtracting this much. This is my rate of change per year. Kind of, sort of? All right. This is a differential equation. So from here, with the knowledge that you guys have in hand, I can solve this differential equation. So I'm going to replace b prime with db dt. So there isn't a t here, but the t is implied, like it's balance over time, so t is the other variable. So I'm going to replace b prime with db dt. It's the balance over time. And that's going to be equal to 0.06 times the balance is equal to, or sorry, minus, not is equal to, minus 100,000. Yeah, the derivative of the balance over time. It's how much the balance is changing over time. That's why it's t, is because it's how much it's changing over time.
Wouldn't you have 100,000 like E because like?
No, because we're just looking at it for 1 year. So in 1 year, we're adding 6% of the balance, and we're subtracting 100,000. Because it's just, we're going to get to that 10 years in a second. But for now, we just want to take a look at a flash, a 1 year flash of it. Okay? And now, we are going to need to get all the B's and DB's on one side, and all the T's and DT's on the other side. Now there's only this one DT, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply both sides by DT, so times DT. I'm going to leave these guys kind of in parentheses so that when I multiply by dt, they're kind of protected from it. The dt's will cancel from the left-hand side. And then on the, right now, I have dB is equal to, over here I've got in parentheses 0.0606 b minus 100,000 times dt. And then to get this on the other side, because this is where the b is, I'm going to divide both sides by that. So divide it by 0.06b minus 100,000. And divide this side by the same thing, 0.06b minus 100,000. So then this will cancel here. And on the right-hand side, all that's left is dt. On the left-hand side, I've got dB over 0.06 minus 100,000. Yeah, 0.06b, thank you. All right. So now, I need to take the derivative of both sides. The derivative of the right is going to be way easier than the derivative of the left. So, the derivative of the left is just t, right? The derivative of dt is just t. Well, no, sorry, not derivative. integral, sorry, integral. When you do the integral of, because yeah, it's the antiderivative. When you do the integral of dt, you're left with just t over here. And plus c because it's indefinite. Kind of, sort of?
So if it would be like a number then
Then it would be 4t. Right? Okay. Now to do the integral of the left-hand side, that's going to be a little more complicated. I'm going to have to use our good old friend u substitution, but you guys just took a test on u substitution, so you should be like masters of the universe on u substitution. It should be like your hometown. So I'm going to say that u is equal to 0.06b minus 100,000. So u is equal to 0.06b minus 100,000. And then what would du be? Okay. 0.06 and then dB, right? Okay, cool. I have a plain dB here, but that's not a 0.06 dB. So I got to divide both sides by 0.06. So then, so if I divide both sides by 0.06, I get that dB is equal to 1 over 0.06. I'm going to leave it this way for a reason, times du. That reason is going to become apparent in just like maybe a minute. I could actually find out what 1 divided by 0.06 is. It's 16 2/3. So if you want to write this as 16 2/3 du, have at it. It's fine. Okay. So then over here, I'm going to replace dB with 1 over, so I'm just going to like kind of rewrite this whole thing. I'm going to do 1 over 0.06, and then I'm going to replace, instead of this being like over u, I'm going to write this as u to the negative 1 power, and then du. You guys cool with that? Look, if you're not okay, you can just say so. You don't have to yet. Okay? So now, when I integrate something to the negative 1 power, what does it become? Nope. Nope. Nope.
It's gonna become ln.
I can't shut this one. Like I can twist this all day long. Yeah, and it will never shut that.
Is this right where you're writing and I can't? What are you gonna do? Yeah,
I can like do this, but then I can't teach.
Hey, we all have to make sacrifices.
So I can do 1 over 0.0606 ln u, and then in place of u, I'm going to put 0.06b minus 100,000 plus c is equal to t plus c. Don't worry, we're almost past the hard stuff.
Wait, is it supposed to be the absolute value bracket?
Yeah, but don't worry about the absolute value. It's not a big deal.
Wait, what's the answer?
The 0.06b minus 100,000. Don't worry about it though.
Oh,
Mr. Taft, can you move that over to the right? There you go. I can actually. Thank you.
Okay, so we're almost done with the hard stuff. I know! It's exciting!
You and I have very different definitions of exciting.
Very true! You only have one problem on your assignment like this.
Oh my god.
Okay. Yeah, but I might make the problem worth like, I don't know, 1,000,000 points or something. I can do that. I can do whatever I want to. It's not like anybody's paying attention to my gradebook.
Can't you only enter exploits 999,999?
I've never tried.
I think that's the highest you can go.
I've never tried.
I think Mr. Schwander did it. It's either Mr. or Mrs. Schwander.
Okay,
I want to try it.
so let's get back to this. Okay, so now I'm going to multiply both sides by 0.06 to get rid of that. So this is going to be 0.06 t, and then 0.06 times c. Guess what that just turns it into? Just c, because we still don't know what c is. So it's still just c. It's just, we've done all kinds of stuff to that poor c. It's just still c. And then this is natural log of 0.06b. Don't worry about the absolute value brackets. Minus 100,000. Okay, then worry about them. And then I subtracted the c too, but it doesn't change the c because it's still just c.
Wait, why did it have to do that?
Because it's part of the rules, but don't worry about it. If you want to use just parentheses, you can. I won't mark it wrong.
Just multiply out that 0.06 to that.
Yep. And then 0.06 times c is just c, because we don't know what c is. So, well, there is a number there. We just don't know what the number is. No. So until we figure out what the number is, we're just gonna, like, I could have any number here or any variable there. It's just a variable. We've just done all kinds of stuff to it. It's not 10. Okay. Now, how do you get rid of natural log?
E.
Yeah, you raise it to, you do e to that power. So I'm going to do e to this power, and I'm not even going to have you guys write that out. I'm just going to, if I do e to this power, it's just whatever was inside the natural log, which is 0.06b minus 100,000. And then over here, I have to raise all of this stuff to e. So this is going to be e to the 0.06t plus c. Don't worry, we're almost done with the hard stuff. I said that 2 steps ago. It just feels like 5 steps ago. Okay. Now, you guys probably don't remember this, but when you have pluses in your exponents, that means that you can actually, like, that's actually 2 different things being multiplied. So I can change this to be e to the c times e to the 0.06t. And hey, guess what e to the c really is? It's just c. So this, no, it's like e to the c, because c is just a constant. We just don't know what the constant is, and we're going to find it out in a second. Like 2 more steps, and we'll find out what c is. Okay, I ran out of room too, so I'm going to need to flip my paper.
Wait. I've got one line left. This better be 2.
We got 2 more steps.
Yeah, I'm out of paper too. I'm having to flip my paper.
We have to
I haven't had to flip.
we have to add 100,000. We have to add 100,000 and then divide everything by 0.06. Okay. So, can I flip my paper? All right. So I'm just going to rewrite where we were, just so that I can have it on the paper. You don't have to rewrite this. So we were at, and I'm going to have it like kind of up here towards the top of the board, if that helps you guys out any. So we were at 0.06b minus 100,000 is equal to c times e to the 0.06t. All right, so I'm going to add 100,000 to both sides. And so that's going to be 0.06b is equal to c times e to the 0.06t. Then oh, sorry, yeah, plus 100,000. Sorry, plus 100,000. No, you're right. I just forgot to write the plus 100,000. The c doesn't absorb that because the c's over here. Right. It doesn't absorb that.
Okay.
And now I have to divide everything by 0.06. So, yep, so I'm going to do this over 0.06. I'm going to do all of this over 0.06. So 100,000 divided by 0.06. I'm going to do it in 2 pieces. So 100,000 divided by 0.06.
Isn't c divided by 0.06 just c?
It is indeed. So let me see how many things I have here. So I've got 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So c divided by 0.06 is just c, and then e to the 0.06t. These come together.
So it just absorbs the 0.06?
Yeah. We've done so much to that poor c at this point.
But the E absorbed it too?
No, this is like c divided by that, and then it's gone.
Oh.
Because it's c times e. So.
Mm-hmm.
Ow.
All right. Now, we have an actual equation to figure out how much money is going to be in the account at any given time based on how many years have gone by. All we have to do is be able to figure out what that poor old stupid c is. Okay? And how we can figure out what that poor old stupid c is.
Well,
hold on. Okay.
Okay, you plug in.
So, okay, hold on. Maria, which class? Never mind.
You plug in the B is.
So we knew that we started out with $2 million at time equals 0. So if we put 0 in for t and 2 million in for b, so 2 million in for b equals c times, if you put 0 in for t, this all turns into 1. So c plus 1, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6.
That's a sign I shouldn't do.
Yep, sure, why not?
Shouldn't it be a 7 at the end of that because you have to add, or no, never mind.
I'm dealing with money, so I'll make it 0.67.
Because you multiply,
Wait,
you multiply 1 times c. I thought you had to add that.
no, it's 1 times c, so it's just c.
Whatever.
So c would be equal to 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minus second answer. So c is equal to 333,333. No, there's a reason for this. This is beautiful. This is so wonderful.
Okay, I'm sorry, I insulted your.
So what does this mean now? What does this number mean?
Okay, that's what c is. We actually found c.
Still not done?
We are still not done.
What? Even. Now I'm on a page. Now we gotta plug the C back in with the time, right?
Yes.
And then we get our answer?
Yes.
Hallelujah.
3, 3.
Okay, so this equation right here, for somebody who has $2 million a year, earning 6% annually, and spends $100,000 a year, if you put 10 years in, that'll tell you how much money they have after 10 years if they spend that much annually. If you put 20 years in, if you put 20 in for years, that'll tell you how much money they have after 20 years. Is it what?
No.
Good Lord. Yes, it's worth it. This is beautiful. This is wonderful. Good Lord. So, $333,333.33 times e to the, in parentheses, 0.06 times 10, close parentheses, plus 1,666,666.67 means that after 10 years of spending $100,000 a year, if they're earning 6% annually, they actually still make money.
Pretty sure I could have just guessed at that.
Wait, what's that number?
It's $2,274,039.60. Let me turn the light on, that might help.
Yeah.
$2,274,039.60.
What the heck?
I feel like I should take out a loan.
So they didn't actually lose any money. No, Kim, if you're rich, then you can actually spend a lot of money and still not lose your money because of that 6% interest. If you're poor, what? Yes, only to a certain point. But $100,000 to people like us?
It's a lot of money.
However, $100,000 wouldn't keep certain Eastern European models in dog sweaters. So Yeah, no, that was pretty. That was pretty. That was pretty.
No, you
More
said
penis, that wasn't really addressed by.
No, that was the whole thing is awful. It's
I thought you said there was
a
always one
horrible
like
thing
that.
for any human being. So don't do question number 6. We're gonna talk about question number 6 tomorrow.
Okay.
Actually, no, we're gonna talk about question number 6 on Friday. That's one of the most horrible things that any human being can do to another human being. But the four black teenagers that kidnapped the mentally disabled kid who voted for Trump and filmed it and displayed it live on their Facebook page and tortured him for like how long was it?
They should be left
30 minutes, wasn't it?
with a bunch of
35?
Yeah.
people who know
What
that.
the heck?
So there was a lot said about how at first it wasn't initially ruled a hate crime when it totally was. It is ruled a hate crime now, so that's been laid to rest. But initially it wasn't ruled a hate crime, and so a lot of people were up in arms about that because it was black on white violence. It totally was a hate crime, and it should have been ruled a hate crime, and it was ruled a hate crime.
Eventually.
Well, yeah, but hate crime
What are they
rulings
getting
don't
charged
happen.
for that?
Sorry.
What are they getting charged for that?
I don't know exactly what the charges are, but what they did is heinous and awful, totally awful.
I just, but the worst part of it is that
There's so many bad
if
parts.
I didn't have Twitter, I wouldn't even know about it.
Yeah.
See, I know about
Seen
it.
on the news.
I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know anything about it.
I didn't see, so I don't watch CNN, because I feel like CNN is kind of biased. I also don't,
CNN biased to Democrats.
okay, hold on. I also don't watch Fox News because Fox News is incredibly biased.
To Republicans.
I also try not to, like, I try to get my news from as many different sources as I possibly can. So, like, every once in a while, I'll peek my head up and look at Breitbart just to see what the crazies are saying. And then if I'm feeling incredibly brave, I will look at InfoWars. If I'm feeling really brave.
Wars.
It's our president-elect gets some of his facts from it. It's a news site run by a guy named Alex Jones who thinks that Sandy Hook was perpetrated by tiny actors. I'm not kidding. Yep. Remember when our president said that there were 3 million illegitimate votes?
Yeah.
That exact number has only been disseminated by one source, and that's the same guy who thinks Sandy Hook was faked by tiny actors. So our president gets our president-elect gets some of his facts from Alex Jones.
You haven't
Yes.
had my homework yesterday.
Sandy Hook is perpetrated by tiny actors. He also thinks the moon landings were faked. Alex Jones, ladies and gentlemen, InfoWars. Check it out.
Moon landing
And
was
Bush did
fake.
9/11.
Yes, he also thinks Bush did 9/11. He thinks it was an
I can get
Nintendo.
behind that.
Ted Cruz or Ted Cruz.
Ted Cruz is also the Zodiac.
Yeah, Alex Jones thinks Ted Cruz is the Zodiac.
Did you know that there's a guy who actually thinks that the Zodiac killer started in Roundup?
Oh,
Like, no, I'm saying, like, the guy did his research
Kid.
and everything, and like.
wait, no, that's the issue. That's the dude.
What?
No, I'm sorry. Keep going.
Oh,
He's trying to
I
find
thought
my.
you were like talking down on what I was saying.
No,
I was
no,
like,
no.
Jesus.
I'm
dude.
not. I'm talking to both you and Kim at the same time.
Okay, so yeah, I think the guy lives in Florida, but I don't know. I was selling band candy, and some dude started talking about it to me and my dad, and my dad knew the guy. He's dead now. There was all kinds of crazy.
Is it in the box still?
No, I checked.
Okay, well, it's in here somewhere. I'll give it to you tomorrow.
It's.
You give a test corrected?
No. I'm a bad teacher, that's why.
Come on, Cass, get it together, man.
Yep.
He hasn't corrected a lot of things.
You're right. I'm bad. Give me replaced.
the first time before I was even done with it. Like, what the heck?
Go get me replaced.
No, just put hundreds and we're good.